Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another video. This is your girl, Miss Bev, on this beautiful Monday morning. And it's a little cloudy today. Maybe rain is going to start early. I mean, like every day we have had rain. But I'm here today, guys, with another video. And we're just going to get right into the discussions. And then, I came home and I will say this, that they have been talking a lot about, what to be careful of, what, we need to kind of know to make sure that we're safe. But as I listen, as I read the comments, I also need to say to us as returning residents that we can also do our part as returning residents. I know over the years, a lot of people who left Jamaica, especially if they were in certain positions, if you got a chance to go to college, you borrowed money from the government and you got through to leave the country and you didn't repay those monies. I know that if when we return, that we pool our resources together, we can help to build instead of tearing down, instead of complaining. I did something yesterday and I was kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a reprimand, but I missed the PTA meeting for little Kayla on Thursday, I think it was. We had thunderstorms, like it started like from 1 o'clock and it was just going on, thunder, lightning. And for me, everybody knows how I am when it comes to thunderstorms. So yesterday I decided to just speak in the family group, about what my concern was, and I was just sharing it, I was just sharing it. So I was called and asked to delete the information I posted. Now, the information I posted was this. I was saying that Kayla has been in school for 2 weeks. Kayla's teacher is teaching 2 grade levels. She's teaching a 2nd and a 3rd grade level. And since she has been in school, I haven't seen any work checked for Kayla. Assessments done, I haven't been sent home. I'm speaking from my experience. I don't know everybody else yet and all of that. So I was saying in the what I wrote was that one teacher teaching 2 grade levels, 2 different grade levels, it's wrong. There's no way. I tried to look at it as an educator for over 27 years. I am trying to use my professional eye to see how one person, I'm not talking about teaching one subject to many different grade levels. That's doable. If you're teaching math and you need to teach 6, 4, 5, 3rd grade, you can do it because you're working with one subject and the kids are coming in at different intervals to you. But when you have 2 grade levels that start at the same time, how can you help the different grades? How can you be effective? Their kids, all the kids are not on the same level. So you set up the 2nd grade work and you walk away to teach a 3rd grade. What happened to the kids who didn't get it? What happened to the kids who can do something but need some prompting? What happened to those kids who never get started? But because you had to go to the next grade, you can't notice that. So my concern was that for the 2 weeks, Kayla had nothing checked in her book. She didn't complete a lot of stuff from the board because she would start the heading and she comes home, all is on her page is the heading. Sometimes the heading is not completed. So Kayla is a student you have to keep redirecting. Kayla struggles. As I said, Kayla's parent, Kayla is coming from, she wasn't in a very nice, stable environment, and then mom and dad is gone, so she had some foundation. No. I told you about the day I was talking to Bev Brown and the mom was begging a little sugar. It was tough. She was in a tough setting. So trying to get her, I did out the program, as I said, the IXL is 129 for the year. She goes on and she's trying to she's learning, she know the sounds for letters. But Kayla will look at a word and it starts with an M and she's saying something else instead of just saying the sound for the M that she sees and say it. She really, really, listen guys, I have my work cut out for me. If I am vested as much as I want to be vested for Kayla, it's a lot to get done. It's not easy. So sending her to school, I was hoping that, but finding out the teacher is teaching 2 different grade levels, it is tough. So my thing was, they need to hire somebody even from the elementary school level to come in and be there for that. When I went there to start volunteering, it's not an easy piece to just go in and volunteer. It's not that easy. So I suggest to them that, I'm suggesting that hire a high school student. Pay them minimum wage, pay them something. They still live at home with the parents. If they're getting ready to build, to go on to other things, but hire a kid out of high school who can read, who can write, who can just be present to help guide the kids while the teacher goes to the next class. It means that she could see the kids who are off task and just redirect them, just prompt them to continue working. So I was called and I was told to delete it because I was bashing the teacher. I was not. I would never bash an educator. I don't bash people. I don't. Especially being an educator myself, I would never bash the people who people sacrifice so much and get so little back. So I never would. But she called and asked. When I did, I took it down, but I sent her a note this morning that I do love and appreciate the teacher and all that she tries to do, but the reality of it is that it's a tough stance. So with that, I decided to just go do some research on how we as returning people can be, we can give back. When my paper is blowing. How we can give back to this place that we're calling home. We're returning home. I know of one person, which is really my aunt. She's my aunt. She was a nurse in America before she came back to Jamaica. She returned home. And what she did, she was a nurse, but she also did studies, her bachelor's degrees in speech pathology. When she came home, she was in the Kiwanis, I think, or the Rotary Club. She joined them and was able to do a lot of outreach and giving back to the community that she lives in. From the Rotary Club, she decided to restart the church she went to. She upgraded. She was able to get people on board, to get fundraisers done and get donations to modernize the church and just add a lot to it. After that, there was a basic school there locked up, and she decided that she had the idea to reopen that school. But not to reopen it as a regular school, but to reopen it as a special school for those children with behavior problems. We know a lot of times parents who have children and they're not functioning at their age level and all of the things that go on, they get frustrated. And so she opened the school and she started out with just a few kids, but she said she didn't want to take on more kids than, no teacher should have more than 3 students at the time. And she worked with it. Was she making money? No, she was losing money because she had to find money to pay those teachers, to pay a principal, so that when she was not available, that person was making decisions that she would have made. And then she continued little by little. She continued, never took pay, just make sure the teachers got their pays. And she continued until now. I think she has sufficient kids where now she is able to be paid from her school. So she has a school, and it's one of the good things is when the children make the progress, especially when they come in, the autistic kids who do not talk, and then they're able to speak. It is a warming thing. So that's how she gave back. It hadn't been easy. Eat up her money. She wasn't young anymore. She's in her older than me, much by maybe 10 years. No, maybe 6 years. But that's her contribution. She came back and she gave back that way. So I'm saying to us as returning residents, some of us, we did run away with funds from the government. So we helped to push down the country somewhat too. When we get them regular, I didn't go to school, to a college or anything in Jamaica. So I didn't borrow funds. I didn't need to. All my schooling was done in America. But those who did borrow, you didn't pay back. Now is the time to give back. Give back to the community in which you live instead of complaining and complaining. Yeah, we know the scammers are out there. We know the crooks are out there. We know they're out there. But we also know there are a lot of great people among us who deserve a fighting chance. I started a soup kitchen, and that's my contribution. I was doing it for over a year, maybe a year and a half. We've been doing it. Right now, I'm here in person, and I want to give back to education. That's my baby. I love math, and I would love to give back in that format. So, returning residents to Jamaica, you can help make changes in your communities in different ways, right? Your contributions can help the local government, right? It can help the local government, and it can also create a nice, thriving environment for all of us. All right? So here's some ways. So let's see how we can do this. Let's look at business, right? Yeah, we know that there are a lot of stuff out there. You have to be careful. But as I said, even if you start a business or something, you can get tips, or you're coming in with so much know-how that you can actually just come in and do something that can bring some financial resources to the community. We bring the resources in, we will create jobs for a few people, and we can help the economy grow, right? We can help the economy to grow as well. Somebody said this morning on one of my thing about hotels are charging $200 per night. $200 per night for visitors, and they're only paying the workers $50 per week. Now, sometimes because we're on the outside looking in, this is not only in Jamaica. You look in America, you have so many people at the lower rank who never really went forward and got some education, who are working 2-3 jobs in order to survive. And they're doing that because, the people who employ them, Walmart and those big mug people, they pay them. Look, before minimum wage got to $15 in Connecticut, how much were they getting? Less than $10 an hour. And sometimes their hours only 4 hours. They have to go find another job and another job and another job. So we look at it like, they're making all this money. But let's remember that the overhead costs it's another thing. When you look at the hotels, it's not every day or every week. It's not every day somebody's going to come in for 200. Sometimes the off seasons, there's nothing going on. But those workers have to get paid if they're working, keeping the place clean, doing what they need to do. They have to be paid. So we have to look at overhead costs. We have to look at advertisement. We have to look at all these things that has to be done in order to get people to come to these hotels. So it's one thing to look at it and say people not getting paid and people not getting much. But you know what? Sometimes we need to also, what we're getting, use it to build. Use it to build. And so we can move away from that. Kids out of high school, they're the ones who used to take those menial jobs. But people who have been advanced and stuff, build yourselves up. Some of us are too comfortable at the lowest rung. We're just there, we're comfortable there. We don't try to build. And so as everything gets harder, we're still down there. complaining, complaining, complaining. Don't complain. Get up and move. Get up and try. Jamaica is not a place with snow, so you have said, well, the time sometimes you can. Jamaica is a tropical place where every day, all day, you can go out there and go make something work. Go sell some candy on the side. Go do something to build your wealth, and so you can move on and up and leave the lower jobs for those young kids without responsibilities. That's just my point of view. You don't have to accept it. It's just how I feel, that a lot of times we just sit and complain too much. We complain, and we don't give back anything, and we don't try anything, and we just sit and complain. So yes, so you're coming back home, you're going to be, you're depending on the resources in the country. Don't come with your monies and hide in your gated communities. Let us not do that, guys, and feel like, yeah, I made it and this and that. Just come back and give something back. Remember when you started out, that you didn't start with wealth, a gold spoon in your mouth. Not all of us were born with rich people and they gave us. We work hard. We got a lot out of the country, especially, I said, those who took loans to build and then run away and didn't pay them back. So you come back now. Don't come back and feel good that you have so much. And me have my money, I'm not under this, I'm not. Stop it. God cannot bless you like that. You know. The next thing is your skills and knowledge, transferring them. A lot of you go away and you learn some things and you come back. Don't come back and just relax. Come back and decide to help with what you know. A lot of us are tech savvy. Provide that support where needed, you know, in technology, healthcare, education. We can offer trainings. We can offer all sorts of things to help with the growth of our communities. You know, so many kids are leaving school and they don't even have somewhere they can go to get a mentorship. They don't have anywhere to go to get anything. And so they just give up. A lot of them, the parents don't have the opportunity. I have an aunt whom, you know, years ago we had some good conversations, and she gives scholarships to children in her church. If they have the ability to go away, they finish high school, and they have the potential to go to a college, or yeah, she gets them into the West Indies, into, what is it, Northern Caribbean University. We used to call it West Indies College years ago, the Seventh-day Adventist College up there in Mandeville. So she has had quite a few. She has had people got into you, she'll tell them, listen, you're going up there, I'm going to be paying the first year for you. During that year, you will look around on the college campus and see what little work you can do to help you pay for the next school, for your next school fee. Now, if they did that and they save up 90% and they need 10, she was willing to help them, but she gives them a full year, and within that year, she wants them to look around and try to build. You can go in and feel. A lot of kids go to college and they feel like, oh, I can't do anything more. They're going to school 2 days out of the week and they can't get a part-time job. They can't get up and do anything else. The schedule is only 2 days. They're doing 12 credits. And the whole rest of the time on that campus is just going around, running their mouth, going to friends, to all sorts of things, except to use it to be productive. So a lot of you are entrepreneurs. You have done well selling whatever you sell. Teach it to some, get a group, connect with a little group, whether in the church, whether in the schools. Get out there, guys, and please give back what you know. If each one helps one, can you imagine? Can you imagine? If somebody has an idea, you can say, all right, I see that you want to do this. I'm going to help you with X, Y, Z. Don't exchange money with nobody. Don't give them cash for nothing. Anything that's going to get done, it's what you have in your head. You're teaching it to them. And if you see that they're making the progress and they need 100 T-shirts to go start personalizing them, buy them a Cricut. Buy them a heat press. Teach them how to do it. I'm hoping soon I can teach a couple people to do. I've already done 2 people. I bought 2 heat presses, 2 crickets, a lot of vinyl, and a whole lot of t-shirts, and ship it down here for 2 people already. Not sure how they're doing right now with it. I know one person had shown really good interest and progress. He was really doing well. The other person, I'm not sure if he was interested or what. I didn't see anything. But I did make the effort and try to figure that if they go to church or schools, especially on field day, and they can do even 100 shirts and sell them for 3,000, 2,500, that's an investment. That money can use to buy some pigs and raise it and still buy back more t-shirts to go to the churches and say, I know you're going to have so and so, I can do some shirts for you, for such and such. People dies. A lot of times they want shirts with their family names on them and all of that. So that was my take on teaching them, doing the videos step by step, showing them how it's done, buying the equipment, sending for them, buying the shirts and sending it for them, and was excited in my head thinking that they would have made it into a nice business venture. You have teams, football teams, all of them, they want t-shirts with their names on it and their numbers on the back. Those are easy piece of cakes that could have been done. I only personalize t-shirts. I don't know how to put pictures on them. I never really get into that, but they had the whole set. They could have learned how to do the mugs. They could have learned. I sent all different vinyls to them to help them. But sometimes people don't want that support. I don't know what they want, but it disappointed me. But if we can do and we see the interest and we can go forward, then let us do it, guys. Then in this now it talks about usually bring financial resources and business sense. Investing in local business or starting new businesses can create jobs and help, and it may deter some of the stealing and the red eye, because if they're making some money for themselves, hopefully, then they don't have to be red-eyed on other people's things. They can buy it for themselves. I'm not telling you guys to take all your money, put in things, but we can do some things that doesn't even need money and just train them so that they are better capable to go out there and find jobs. Again, for the entrepreneur part of it, yes, t-shirt, personalizing t-shirts, that's what I do. I'm also an educator. I want to be able to give back, and I'm working on those things. I brought resources home that I was able to donate to the school, things like those. And again, so technology, healthcare, if you know how to take high blood pressure, you can go into the community, take 2 high blood pressure, something, recommend them to whatever, recommend them to how to eat differently. We can do nutritional seminars. We can do little things that can just teach people how to eat better. We know that sometimes them eat bad, them eat and them not doing well because of the lack of whatever. But Jamaica, again, because it's tropical, you can plant your little carrot seed, you can plant your own little turnip and cucumber and tomatoes. You can do that even if you just have whatever, a house pot. Because a lot of you go to your houses filled with flowers. Oh my God, so much flowers. But in those same pots, flowers can eat. In those same pots, you can drop 2 pods of peas, 2 grains of peas, 2 grains of corn. Those 2 grains of corn, if they come up and give you 1 ear of corn each, you could plant an acre of corn with them 2 ears of corn. Right? If you plant 2 pods of peas, when that thing comes up, you're not going to get 1 pod on it. 1 pod, P-O-D, pod. You are going to get maybe 5 or 6, and that's going to give you at least 24 more grains that you can plant. So whatever we decide to put in the ground and it comes forth, 1 tomato plant is going to give you multiple tomatoes that you can get the seeds and know you can plant acres with it. So all these things that God has blessed us with, guys, if you just make up your mind to be better and you want better, If you don't have the funds to go buy it in the market, to go buy it in the supermarket, why not use the God-given earth that you have around you to drop something in the ground? So many people complaining, and I'm looking at all the land space they have around them. And when you look at it, what they have around it? Bush. Nobody to plant something that can grow and they can eat. Everything is bush, bush. And yet they're looking like them not have nothing, them not have nothing to eat, them not have nothing to eat, them not have nothing to eat. But the empty places out there with bush that they could plant a cucumber, make it run and get 6 on it. They could scrape up a little place, shake some carrot seeds. That's how we're going to do better. We are going to do better when we decide to be more resilient, when we decide to use what we have instead of looking at what other people have, but we're using what we have available to us to build a better for us. So then, the cultural experience. Jamaica's culture is rich, 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 rich. But community engagement, as I said, my aunt came. She got into a Rotary Club. From the Rotary Club, she got involved in her church. She even played a steel pan in her free time. She got involved. She got involved. She went to church, saw that the church needed some upliftment. And she went out, did her fundraising, called up people she knew, especially the Rotary Club that has them people with, influential people. And she got the funds, she got free, stone and stuff to build up, to get the driveway paved. She got so much. She got for the church. You go there now, the church, beautiful. The yard, beautiful. The stumps dug out, everything dug out. She bring in Wi-Fi for her school, Wi-Fi for the church. She got things done, They do their fundraisers, they fry them fritters, them fry them this, cook up them this. They do their fundraisers. And these are things, and I'll say this to you as I say that about her fundraising. When I was down here in 1999, because as I said, I returned in 1999, Jamaica was so ready for me, but I was nowhere ready for Jamaica. Because working here at the time and raising my children, it would have been harder, So I went back and so they were able to come back home and get to university and what have you. Now everybody's independent. So mommy can now be home and not worried about, oh my God, I have to go back because. So while I was here, I was teaching at a school, and in the mornings I would leave. I had to take 2 transportation to get to the school. The principal wasn't even near enough to the school, but each time you go, they had a lot of goats in that place, nice fat goats. Boy, they were pretty. And the schoolyard wasn't fenced. And so the goats would just come and they would sleep on the corridor every night. So I get there in the mornings. I'm the first one up there most mornings. And when I get there, I was greeted by all the pellets from the goats overnight. When I get there, the goats, them wake up and them just doing them thing, and I had to deal with that. Then I said to the principal one morning, I said, I'm not even going in there. You are right there. You need to either get somebody to come clean up the school in the mornings before school starts, or you come up and do it. So we're looking at the thing, and I said, we had a meeting one day, and I'm saying to them, to him in particular, well, the other teachers were there, but was speaking. I said, we can do some fundraisers, Let the community help. Laughed in my face. Miss Salmon Black, I want to see you get anything out of these people. You know how long we are asking for help fence the school and not a soul for give a penny. So I said to them, you don't have to ask for money. If they don't have money to give, they can give you money. People were selling at the gate, and the drops, the grater cake, the pudding, the pone, they were selling all sorts of stuff at the gate. I said to him, you can reach people where they are. You ask for them what they have. And he said, I'm going to challenge you to go forth and let me see you bring money in from any of them. And we called a meeting, and we were lucky to get some men we got some women, other people, especially those who sold at the gate. And I got up and I said to them, I said, listen, we need the school to be fenced. The goats are, it's horrible in the mornings to see the goats every day, them just in and around the yard, them poop wherever. They're on the corridors every night. You come in the mornings, it's just a hot mess. As I'm asking you men who are going out to work, that every evening you're coming home, to bring home, it's logwood, I think it was logwood, or dog tongue, something I heard. It's a good wood that is lasting. And at the time where they were passing, where they were working and burning coal and them stuff, they were able to. And they promised me, say, yes, Miss Bev, we'll bring a stick, a wood. Some of the wood they brought could have cut in 3 parts in order to put the post for the fencing. For the woman, I say, you come every day, you're selling at the school gate, and I'm just asking you, when you prepare your gizzard and your grater cake and your drops and your bake your pudding, just put 1 batch in there each week for the school. Just whatever you sell from that 1 pudding, please donate it to the school. 1 dozen drops, 1 dozen gizzard, or 1 dozen grater cake. And let me tell you something, guys. I had a VCR at home, and I brought it in, and we bought popcorn. And we bought brown paper bags. And the videos I had at the time, you're talking about 99, I had videos. We had one of them, I will never forget, Like Mike. We charge the kids to come in, we block off the 6th grade classroom, and we charge the kids to come in, and we mix drinks, and them get a bag of popcorn. And picnic support it, them buy, and them go watch the video, and them want to watch it again, because when the guy with the sneakers, and when it was such a nice video, Like Mike. And I don't know what they did with the funds when I left, but I know with the extra funds, but I know every Friday that was our thing. We were going to put on a little video. We're gonna, after school, after lunch and stuff, we were going to put on a video, and we were gonna sell the kids whatever we had to sell, whether it was candy, whether it was whatever. And they go in and they watch the video and they pay their little money, and it added up. So never say never. Let us always look at what is available and let us use it to help to build. I know a lot of people are against certain things, and you work hard for your money, but don't forget where we start. We cannot throw stones behind us. Yes, there are crooks in Jamaica, there are crooks in America, there are crooks in Canada, there are crooks in the UK, wherever we're coming from, coming back home to Jamaica. They are there. But we still pay our taxes, and we still bring we get our $2, we run down to Mr. Chin and go spend it down there. So why not spend some of it in Jamaica? Why not help to build the little communities and hope that we can change some of the mindset from the free handouts? I said this morning, I was sitting there and I said, I wonder if, because somebody had said in one of the comments, forgot his name, and he had said in a comment, what about the fatherless kids and the women opening up them leg and them breed for much different men, and very well, you look at foreign countries, or you look from years from day one, men were hardly available. Men were out fighting wars. Women were left to care for the children. Men were out fighting wars. But I say this, what if in Jamaica they have a program where children will get free this and that and that. But what if all the people who get welfare or PATH, I think Jamaica has a PATH program, the missing fathers who neglect to help take care of the children, what if the kids who got the support, what if that support was a loan? So, yeah, we're going to feed your kid, but whenever we find the father, they're going to be paying this money back. I wondered, the thought came to me like, those people who, in America, you have some of them sit there and they make their husbands go drive the taxis, and they avoid They avoid their names in the system so nobody can find them, and they live the best life. I used to be in the classroom and see some of them come there about their kids getting Section 8, getting food stamp, getting financial support. And when you see how them dress, you as a teacher like, whoa, the leather jacket, the hair well done, the nails well done. You look in the ears and see the latest ear things when you look around the neck. And you say, you as a teacher, well, even if you wanted it, you couldn't even afford it on your salary. But they're sitting home with grown kids, getting your tax dollars giving to them to live these kinds of lives. Sometimes I said, today I'm saying, what if they had to pay this back? It was, you want help, yeah, we're going to give you help, but it will have to be repaid. I wonder how different it would have been instead of oppressing taxpayers to make them live the way they live. Live big. Just like some beggars, you see them have, okay. And if you ever go see where they live, when they had put one on the news one time, young man live in a beautiful home, nice home, he owned it. But him out on the train, when you see him like him have 1 foot, and out there begging. And yet they live in the big life. That's not what I'm asking today. I'm just saying, as returning residents, we got opportunities when we left. We got opportunities to go to schools, to go to better schools. College education, if I was in Jamaica, I knew college was never going to be even thought of. Because I didn't have what, even though I had the mind and had that, but never had the support, Nobody believed in me enough because I didn't have a father. I barely had a mother. And they were not, my mom was not somebody going to come give me that chance. But what she did for me, I appreciate it, because she did go away to America. They gave her 3 weeks. And when she tell us the story, she said all she prayed for was the 3 weeks. She didn't want more than 3 weeks. She worked for a Chinaman in Halfway Tree. And she said the Chinaman wrote her a nice letter and said that it's her vacation and she's off for 21 days. And when she went to the embassy, they gave her just that amount, 21 days to come to America, to go to America. And she went and she never returned. But thank God, you know, God knows best. And as my aunt would say to me when I used to get frustrated, because it wasn't easy, you know, it wasn't easy. But I give thanks that I'm here and I can love and I can give back. I didn't use things that happen in certain parts of my life to become me. You know, whatever it was, I learned to let it go. And I allow the people who did how they did or what they did or didn't do, let them deal with it. But I give thanks that I learned how to let it go so I could thrive. I could be happy. I can do the things that I do, and I am not sitting down holding on to grudges and so bitter and can't strive, can't thrive, can't go anywhere because I'm holding on to the anger and the ugliness. No. So I used to be, when they did things to me or say some harsh things to me, I would just get mad at my father. My father had died when I was 2. And I would get so angry at him. Why did you die and leave me here? Why did you die and leave me to go through all of this with these people? One morning my auntie said to me, you keep asking your father why he died. What if he was still alive and your mom had so many kids that you couldn't even finish school? You had to stay home and take care of them little kids. And all of a sudden I said, that makes sense. And then I stopped asking him, you know, and I just deal with things and knew that one day things would have been different. And yes, many things became different. And so here I am today saying to you, as returning residents, that when you come, please, God has been good to you. You have worked hard, we know that, but God has blessed you. God has provided for you. So remember, at some points in your life, somebody lifted you up. So please lift somebody up. Lift up our communities. Don't just sit and you're fine, and while you eat and dine and drink the fine wine and eat the best part of the steak, that those around you are just sitting there with nothing. Take your chances and try to help in your surrounding communities. Give a little something back. If everybody puts together and give a scholarship or two to a high school student who did well, give them a chance to go into the college of their choice, and just give them even a year and tell them, find some job on the campus that can help you along the way. We will help you with books if you need that, but we need to see that you're doing something to build. Then guys, it will make a big difference. To make a big difference. Everybody do a fundraiser or something. You don't have to do a fundraiser like fundraiser, but you don't even have to cook and sell it. But everybody's all right. I'm going to put in 10,000 in a trustworthy whatever. Let us put together and buy a second ambulance for the hospital. That will help to carry one more sick person, to give them a chance at life. If everybody come together and instead of we feel good that we have done well and, look at my grand house and look at all I have and, I'm not telling anyone, you enjoy what you work for, but let's give something back. Let's learn to give back. And if we give back and we build the community, then things like that happen in St. James probably would not happen, because Cornwall Regional would have 2 or 3 ambulances parked there to make sure that people who need the support to get there, to get a chance at life, would have been available. In each community, 1 fire truck serving a whole community, not even like a whole, how many districts? 1 fire truck. So some areas where fires start, they don't need to call a fire truck, because by the time the fire truck get there, everything burned down, done. So guys, if you think about it, this is Miss Bev. I like giving. I like service. I know that it's necessary to give back. Sometimes people say, oh, you're going to be a pauper. But God said, no, you're not going to be a pauper. Sometimes I myself, it's not like, my God, I give so much. What am I going to have left? And how are people going to look at it when they say, oh yeah, I should have, and she get to her, she do whatever, I know she don't have nothing left. She lucky, yeah? But I pray that God will never let that happen, that God will continue to replenish. It will continue to replenish. And so, not just for me, but for my children as well. Because I know as long as my kids have, then I'm going to be all right. So think about it, my people. Today, maybe I spoke too long. 43 minutes is a lot of talk. But just remember to like the video, share the videos. Thanks to all of you who have been supporting. I love the comments. I try to respond to them the best way I know how. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. Sometimes I don't know a darn thing. And so your comments help me. I'm learning. Yesterday I talked about the passports. Jamaicans with their clever selves used to steam pictures of the passport, slap a next passport in there, and somebody get to go foreign and they mail back the passport, or somebody coming back, bring the passport back and them steam it out again and the right person get. And they did so much just to get a break, just to get a chance, right? And then she said, she wrote to me, she responded in there, and she said, and she told me what they called it. And then those days they call it the book. So some things I don't know. I'm old, but there's still things I don't know. So thanks guys for your comments. So thanks for the responses. Thanks for appreciating Miss Bev and for supporting Miss Bev. I so totally appreciate all of you. All of you. I just want to tell you I appreciate your support. I appreciate us reaching over 5,000 and counting, guys. You see the growing every day. For the first time I've seen over $100 and something dollars. For the first time, I've seen one video getting $14.95. Talking about 3 cents for sometimes for you get sometimes for a video, 3 cents if that much. And I am here to say I live to see that I got one video. One video that has $14.95. Who could it be but God? And at this point, let me say thanks to the donors, to little Kayla. Kayla received $100 from my cousin Miss Ruby, $100 from my sister Yvonne. She received $70 from, is it $70 or $80 from $80 from Dr. Elise Clark. Thank you so much. And she also received $50 from my old neighbor, my walking partner, Miss Hyacinth, sent her $50 on my Cash App. So guys, remember, if you can support her, right now we're looking that she's covered for up to November. So we still have, it's 10 months out of the school year, and you know, I make sure she eats well. I all of that I do. It doesn't bother me. I just want to make sure the $3,000 for her taxi, for the bus to pick her up and drop her in the evenings. Now added to that is $1,200 for after school. I had said I'm not going to let her go, but conversation with the pickup person, the bus guy, told me this morning, I figured the best thing is to let her do the after school. And that's $1,200. And listen, it's a bit much, because to pay a teacher $1,200 for after school, and if I'm looking at it that if they charge $1,200 for one kid after school and 10 students, I'm not even putting it at 20. I'm saying 10 students sign up, because one student is paying $4,800 a month. 10 students. You see how much money that is? $48,000 extra on your salary. I don't understand how that would make sense, but for now, it's what we have to work with, and I'm just going to work with it. I'm just going to work with it until better can be done. But that's how the thing goes. So I thank all of you. And also Bev Brown updated, because when I said in the video, I said I was so broken. I spoke about the soup kitchen. I spoke about the chickens, that it was an investment, my investment, that I decided to have the lady do the chickens. And when I said I didn't know what happened, she was saying I was calling her a thief and all the rest of it. And somebody from the lady, her daughter, I think, was very disrespectful. I said, I don't disrespect people. I don't. If we have a disagreement, I don't need to call you out of your name. I don't need to put you down, you know. And she was, oh, get the facts straight, this, that, and whatnot. The fact is, I didn't know that new chickens were bought. I didn't know how many chickens were sold. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know. And Bev Brown, I think she did 2 videos now clarifying and saying that in fact, she did not tell me anything. They are saying I knew the chicken died and what them should have done and whatnot. I wasn't talking about chickens that died. I was just saying that the chickens were bought. I paid for them to whatever. I saw them came in. And after that, she didn't tell me how many chickens she sold. She didn't tell me that she was buying new chickens or anything. I didn't know any of that. Once the chickens came and I saw that they were there, they were in the freezer, that was the end of that. So chickens die. I cannot fight a hurricane and say, no, don't touch those chickens. They said they die. I have to accept it. I didn't question it. So Bev Brown made her videos, guys. If you go over and watch them, she explained that she didn't say one word. I really didn't know, because she claimed she was doing it as a surprise. She wanted to do it, and once they were plucked and ready, should have reached out to let me know. She said because I was packing and I was getting all these things done, but still, a text could have said, Miss Bev, well, this is what happened, and give me a breakdown. That's how it goes. But That's not here or there right now. I am just focusing and trying to figure out where to go next, what it is that I will need to do, and how I will get it done. Going to the school, it will take car fare every day. I cannot be silly in the things that I decide to give back to. I have to make sure that it makes sense, and that, you know, with everything else, that at the end of the day, it makes sense. I don't need anyone to help me make it make sense, right? Because I already figured it out and it made sense. Much love to all of you guys. Mwah. Love, love, love to all of you. Take good care of yourselves. If you can't be good, be careful. But let's continue onward and upwards. Thanks again for all your support. Watch the video, share the videos, guys. Continue to share them. And all of you new people, welcome to the Miss Bev's Production family. We appreciate you. And please know that you are always, always important. Bye.